Hey folks, my name is Mike Honan. My website is MikeHonan.com or www.MikeHonan.com, however you want to look at that. Today I want to be talking about how to build an online business while you have a full-time job. And I've done this before. I built a chain of retail stores with a couple of partners, and we opened multiple stores. And while I was working one full-time job, I was literally working another full-time business that I had, and I was a little bit flexible so I could kind of schedule, but it's not an easy thing, and you really have to sacrifice and focus to get this done. Now, the first thing you want to do before you start your online business is make sure you have the financial wherewithal to do that. And what I mean by that is make sure that you have, financial income to cover you while you're building the business. That's why it's important to have a full-time job, or at the very least a part-time job, to make sure that you can pay for things and you're not using money that you would otherwise be using for like your rent or your food, or if you've got family, you obviously don't want to put them in a bad position financially. So you want to do this responsibly in such a way, because the training itself, you can actually get a lot of training for free online. It is free. The information's out there. The actual effort that you put into building your business when you get ready to start it, it's going to take some money. It's going to take a little bit of cash. But the good thing is you can actually, while you're investigating what exactly you want to do, you can actually do that for free and do that in your spare time. But I would suggest, if you're going to start a business and you're serious about it, that you set aside 2 to 3 hours a day, so many days a week, and you're just going to have to figure out what works for you. Some people are very disciplined. They're able to do it every day. They'll work for it. I've done this a number of times when I had goals. I'd say the thing is, get your goal in your mind. What are you trying to achieve? Have that fixed in your brain the whole time you're doing that. Because I was listening to an audio message by a guy named Simon Sinek. He was saying, if you have a goal and you're moving towards your goal, you're more likely, if you're focused on the goal, you're more likely to make it over obstacles. And I'll tell you what, starting a business online can be daunting, and that's why you want to have a concrete goal. What is it you're trying to achieve? Where do you want to be? How do you see yourself in being successful? Get that goal fixed in your mind and then head off in that direction. You're going to be very likely to succeed if you're focused on a goal. So the point being, once you get that goal and it's all fixed in your mind, set aside so many hours a day. Figure out how many days a week you can set aside, begin studying, learning. Once you get to that point and you're ready to launch, here's the thing where it gets dicey. You really have to be consistent, and it takes a certain amount of sacrifice and determination to stick with it, because you want to be consistent. As you're delivering content and building your audience, you want to make sure that you're consistent. That means, like, say if you picked 3 days a week and you're doing it Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, you're releasing your content, you want to be focused on releasing that content those days every week. Start off with something doable. Whatever you feel like you can handle. Don't overdo it, because you'll just burn out. Start out in a place where you feel like you're comfortable doing it, and you know you can achieve that discipline. You can do those 2 or 3 or 4 days a week, whatever it is you decide, and then release your content on those days. The other thing is, make sure that you're consistent. I'll tell you what, I can't say that enough, because you don't want to lose that momentum, because every time you lose that momentum and say you burn out, you've overextended yourself and you burn out, you'll lose the audience. People will just disconnect from you, and they won't listen, they won't wait for you. The internet's moving on, everything's moving on. So you want to make sure that you're focused, that you've got your time set out, that you're determined, and don't get distracted. Stick with the program. We're all just human, and everybody makes mistakes. And if you blow it, get back up and get back on board and do it. But if the more you can stay consistent, you'll build your audience quicker and you'll see results faster. And the whole point is to really be successful at online business. You want to be consistent. You want to consistently deliver your message to your audience on a consistent basis. I personally use a system, and what a system is I've joined up with a company, and they have all the technical stuff done for me. So that means my capture page, my autoresponder, all that stuff is kind of used within the system. They help me get that set up, and they help me build that into my business. And so I'm not scrambling around trying to figure out how to do my redirect from my web domain, my domain name, to the the ClickFunnels website. They just kind of get all that stuff handled for me, set it up. They have templates for capture pages, funnel pages, sales pages, the whole deal. They've got it all ready to go. So when I'm ready to start that end of the business, it's all there. I don't have to spend months trying to figure it out and scrambling to get it right. They walk you through the whole thing and train you. So they do a lot of that for you. And they really, for the money, it's going to cost you no matter what. And that's why you really want to make sure your finances are in place and that you're ready to be consistent, because it's going to cost you some money. Is it going to cost like starting a business in the actual world? Like, no, it's not. It's going to be reasonable, but it's going to take some money. You're going to spend however you've decided. There's so many ways to do your own business online, but the way I'm doing it just even the setup is, $500, $800, $1,000, depending on where you go and how you budgeted your money. It's going to cost some money. Is it overwhelming? No. For starting a business, it's actually cheap, but it does cost some money. But anyway, so once you get that set up, that consistency is so important once you get to that point. I recommend you go with a system. If you're interested in finding out about the system I use, go to my website, MikeHonan.com, leave your name and email, and I'll get back to you, give you direction on what I do and how I do it. It works really well. And I have started a number of businesses in the retail sector and service sector. I've been in business for 35 years, started a number of businesses, and this is the easiest way to do it online, in my opinion. Now, if you're real advanced in the whole technology side of the internet and you're able to do that, great. You can do it yourself, and that's totally fine. But if you need some help and you'd like some direction, leave your name and email at my website, and I will get back to you, and we can go from there. But anyway, folks, I'm going to keep this short today. It's Sunday, a little bit of a break. But I hope you have a really great day. At least on the West Coast where I live in Oregon, it's beautiful. So I might even take a walk. I hope you guys have a great day. Go out and do something fun, and then work real hard on your online business. Anyway, have a great day. Adios, amigos.